Hi everyone, I thought it would be fun to do this really pretty pearl from this picture. This is from Rita Berman's book, The World Under the Microscope, Underwater or in the water or something like that. I can't remember how it translates. But I had a look at this picture and I just really fancied having a go at this little bit. I might not have time or do the rest. I thought it might just be nice to concentrate on the spherical pearl. I grabbed this set of pencils. I've used these quite recently actually in another video, and it reminded me of what pretty colours there are in the set, and I just thought they would be nice. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog, nothing nasty. I thought it would be nice to use it for this one. So I'm going to zoom in if my camera behaves. There we go. Ooh, we're going a bit fast, aren't we? Let's have it. I'm just going to have to move my book a little bit across. Pop it underneath the pencils just a tad more. Now this is quite a challenging item because it is a sphere, but it's also got these flowers and leaves. So I thought if we do the flowers and leaves first and then think about the background and the sphere after, that makes me feel happier anyway. So I'm going to start with the leaves. In the Seascape set we have actually got four greens, so quite a nice selection, and I'm going to start with the darker one that I'm going to do. I'm going to pick 2, not 4, and this is the Pthalo Green. I'm not sure how clear that is. It's quite a bluey green, which I think is going to work well. Now the leaves look a little darker on these tips. You can see we've got quite a lot of black compared to the rest, so I thought I would follow that pattern. So I'm going to put quite a lot of green there and then fade it down, but I'll do the same on all the edges of these leaf parts, so put a little bit more colour on the end of each one. Now I do have a slightly darker green available in this set, so if I feel that this isn't quite as dark as I'd like, I can always come back in with a little bit of that after. But we'll just start with doing this and see how it looks. Sea, it's a good joke, isn't it? We're under the sea. Sorry, puns are not my... obviously if I was a comedian I'd be making comedy YouTube videos, but no. So anyway, I hope everyone's well today and in the mood for a bit of colouring, whether you're colouring along now or you're going to do a little bit later. You don't have to obviously colour this picture. It's always nice to think that you might be doing, I'm going to go in with the mint green, a little bit of colouring while you're listening and watching, even if it's not the same as what I'm doing, just to relax you, have some fun. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Or maybe this is getting you in the mood, I hope so. Now, I'm just going to remind you maybe, or tell you if you don't know already, that I have a blog and a website, and the link to the blog and website are in the description. The blog is on part of the website, and the website is literally our blog articles really. But anyway, and on there I do have an article about losing your colouring mojo. I am going to go in with a darker colour, and then I didn't realise it's not really that perfect yet. We're going to go in with the Veridian. I say that perfect, it's never going to be perfect. But I'm just going to make these edges a bit darker. And there is an article on my blog with some tips on how to help recover your colouring mojo, because I know it can be a problem. For me, it's only happened once. In all the years I've coloured since 2013, but I'm quite glad in a way that it happened, because it helped me to understand, because I thought, well, how can you not like colouring? It's such a fantastic thing. But no, I got this little sort of drop in enthusiasm, shall we say. And so there were a few things which helped me come out of that. And I've shared them and some other tips that I think would also work. This is Pthalo Green in my blog article. And so I thought that I would maybe give you a few tips today as well. haven't got the article in front of me, so I could be saying completely different things than are in there. So do go and have a look. I'm trying to think if you can search. You can search on my blog, I think, because the article, actually, I'll put a link to the article in the description. That's the easiest way, a direct link. So then you can find it. That'll be best, won't it? There we go. I am going to just go over with a final layer of the mint green, and hopefully it will just sort of blend it all up together. Now this is quite a cold colour, green, I think. I actually tend to prefer warm greens, the sort of yellowy greens, browny greens, but I think for this it works, and in this Seascape set we do have these more bluey greens, which makes sense. Okay, so there's our leafy part. Now in this picture we actually do have a few more leaves. I'll just tip the book up here. I don't know if they're leaves or not, but to me I would probably colour those in similar greens to this. I'm not going to do this whole picture on camera. I will post a finished picture of it once I'm done, but that could be who knows when. So yeah, it's better for me to tell you now than to not. And these bits around the edge, you see these? I'm going to do these in gold, I think, to just make it look really pretty. But then I'm thinking, would it be more silvery under the sea? But the pearls will probably be silvery. I haven't really thought about how to do those yet. And they go across the page to the other side as well. So I'll have to do them all at once. I've just realised I haven't got a piece of paper behind my page that I'm colouring. I'm just going to slip something behind. There we go. Just protect the page behind. So anyway, tips. Let's think of some tips while I'm choosing my next colour. Yeah. I'm going to do the centre of each flower in my favourite colour of the Castle Arts, which you can't even see. Let me try putting it down. Purple Lake Deep. Yes, so how I regained my mojo was, I'm just doing a really solid centre. 30 Days of Flowers came out. Now 30 Days of Flowers was released by Johanna Basford, and it was a free download, and it's still available, and I'm going to be doing it soon on video. So anyone who's wanting to have a go, I may have already started, I'm not sure it depends when I release it on how ahead I get with different things. And she did this 30 Days of Flowers, and you would colour a flower a day. That helped me, but also so I forced myself to colour just a flower a day quite simply. I'm now using the Alizarin Crimson for the main parts of the flowers. I'm going to do the centre quite dark and then fade towards the edge while I'm talking to you. So I did the 30 Days of Flowers, and I think World of Flowers might have come out around that time, so I had a new book, and I joined a new colouring group online on Facebook, Johanna Basford Your Pages, and looking at other people's work inspired me, and all of this sort of mixture of all those things just helped me to get my mojo back, and it didn't leave me for long, thankfully. But yeah, I didn't like it. I felt like I really want to be doing this and enjoying it, and I'm not, and I don't know what's going on. I also sometimes find that I have less energy for colouring if I'm tired or you know, I've had a sort of busy day. And what I've started doing now is, instead of trying to tackle something quite complex that I want to look really pretty, or you know, a picture that I've looked at and I've got this really ambitious idea for, I go and grab something really simple, because I always just used to do Johanna Basford books, and I've been sent books by various people, some by the authors to sort of review, and some by kind people and friends and family, and so I have other things to play with. So I often grab a mandala book, which is really straightforward, and it can be, you can make it complicated, and grab some, I'm choosing my next colour while I'm talking to you, sorry, and grab some pens and just do something really easy. So Ultramarine Violet for my outside. I'm going to blend these two colours together. So I just sort of, and you may have seen if you've looked at, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and thank you very much if you do, you will see me posting all sorts of pictures that I do, and there's quite a few mandalas lately, mainly from the Arteza mandala book. I was gifted a set of Arteza Expert pencils, and with them came a mandala book, and I sort of went, ugh, I don't do those, and that's a real shame, I'm not going to use it. And wow, I've started using it, and I find it so good. I did one the other day. You may have seen it again if you follow me on Facebook. If you're on my Facebook page, again, link in my description. Sounds like I'm a big advert today. Come and look at everything I've done. And I did one the other day while I was watching TV. There are certain programs I like to just watch and chill and not do anything else while I'm watching the program. That's things like Strictly Come Dancing, which is a bit like Dancing with the Stars, which I think most countries have these days. I love it, and I just sit and I'm fully absorbed in the program, and it's great. But if I'm watching, that looks really messy. If I'm watching something a bit more light-hearted that I'm not so bothered about, I might colour at the same time at the sofa. Colouring at the sofa isn't ideal, is it? I'm sure. I don't have a table near me, I have to rest a book on my lap. But I grabbed the mandala book and some pastel pencils and I was away. I'm going to use the mauve to try and draw it all together because I think it looks a mess. And I'm going to go over every petal with this to try and blend together, and then we'll do a little bit more work with the other colours. So yeah, I had good fun doing that, and I was watching Dancing on Ice, sorry. UK people will know. Please don't question my taste in telly. I just like happy programmes that, you know, I don't watch the soap operas or dramas. They're just too depressing, and I don't want to watch anything too realistic, you know. Right, I'm going to redo everything. So I'm going to go back in with my Purple Lake Deep where we started, right in the centre. I'm going to sharpen it, and I'm going to define that colour a little bit more because I think it looks a bit dull, and this is a lovely colour. So what I'm going to try to do is make it a bit darker around the edge of each of these little flower centres. So yeah, so that's so the mandala book has been fab. I've been really enjoying it, and I'm getting through it actually. Not that fast, but I'm in the middle of one at the minute. It was really, there's one, it's the only one that's really detailed, and it's so tricky. What I'm going to do here, I've just got the Alizarin Crimson. Trying to hold it for you to see, but it's all blurred. And I'm going to go over the whole of the petal with it. I'm going to try and make sure I'm darker near the centre, but I'm going to take it all the way to the edge and just try and blend it better into that purple colour. What did we use? I can't even remember. Was it Ultramarine Violet? Yeah. To sort of blend it in. And when you're blending two colours like this, it's a good idea to build up your layers slowly. Don't put down a really heavy amount of one colour first. It makes it much harder to get them to blend, if not impossible, to get them to blend together. It's quite red, this pink. It's probably a little bit dark for mixing with this violet, but I think we'll get it working. It's just patience to get it all blending together. Oh, that one hasn't got any violet on the edges. of the petals. I just give it a sharpen. Look, this one wants to fall on the floor. With my pencil case, stick it in. Right. So yes, I also like, I don't like watching the news, things like that. It's just not my thing. I keep up with what's going on. It's not normally very nice. I don't always want to read all the little details about nasty things that have happened, you know. So I read my news on a website and then I can filter. So I can only look in detail at the things like the, you know, tennis results and things like that, which are not normally too depressing. You know, when the Brits lose at tennis, we're used to it. But we do have a few interesting players at the minute. So I've always been a big tennis fan. So yeah, it's quite fun. Although we don't get to see many of the matches. I think I'm going to leave that there, and now I'm just going to think about the pearl. Now we have got a dotted edge around the top here where, you know, it's going to look, it's going to be darker around the edge because it needs to look more three-dimensional, so this would be lighter than the edge, but we've also got a dotty pattern here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the dots with this pencil. Sorry, I need to show you what it is. It is the mauve. So it's quite pale. So I'm just going to go over this area. I'm trying to put more layers down where the dots are heaviest, but it's quite a pale colour, and Rita's done the work for us really with these dots. In fact, I'll probably do the whole of this bit with a bit of mauve, just so we've got a bit of colour as a sort of background. Now, this is where I'm going to experiment, and it could all go horribly wrong. So let's see. Right, do not do this until I've finished. Do not colour along with me because it might go nasty. So I'm going to take my Payne's grey. What I'm going to do is try and make a darker rim to try and get a more spherical looking pearl. And as I say, this might all go horribly, horribly wrong. So now we're going to go over the design, because this, it's like a, I'm thinking it's like a marble, and this design, these leaves and plant are inside it. Now of course you could think that the pearl's behind and this is on the outside. It all depends how you interpret the picture. So I'm thinking that this whole outside would be quite dark, and then it's going to fade towards the middle. And my Payne's grey is going to try to show that effect. I'm trying to get my head so I can see, because the light is shining. What happens with any pencil is my lamp reflects the oil or wax, whatever it happens to be, makes it all shiny. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, we're getting there. That bit should be mauve really, but now it's grey. Okay, we're getting there. I don't think that's dark enough. I'm going to grab the black. Be a bit more daring still. Ivory Black. I'm really going quite dark on that very edge. I'm not pressing hard though. But my idea is to try to get some dark all around and sort of fade it in. So layer here and then fade. So I still can't see what I'm doing, which usually helps. You may struggle too because my hand's in the way. The light is a little bit better. So now I'm going to go back to the Payne's grey and do a little layer further in. So I'm just going to extend where that black is and bring that in a bit more. And you could do this first and then colour the flowers, but I didn't think about that. I I didn't think about it until I started here. Okay, and now we're going to do some white. We want a sort of white shine. I've got quite a thick Posca here. This is PC3M. I'm trying to shake it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to splodge it. There we go. So look, this is a thicker nib than the Posca I normally use. What we want to do is put some shine. You follow the direction of the edge of the item. There we go. And hopefully that looks like a shiny pearl. I've had fun having a play with that now. Let's pop it in the centre so you can see. There we go. The Posca looks a tad watery. I might go back over it, and I'm really rubbish at getting it to follow the exact angle of the circle, and if you do, it looks much more effective. But hey, there it is, and there. So I'm quite pleased with that. It was a bit daring, and I think I just about got away with it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and happy colouring.